How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Three Dudes
and a Sofa.
And on this episode, we're talking about, which is hopefully going to be a really good one, quite nostalgic, is old shop memories. So, like, obviously, you know, shops that are now no longer around, but when you were a kid, or even like up to sort of recent times, but still now gone. Just shops that you just loved going in and went in all the time, and it's quite sad that they're obviously now gone. So we're going to go with Shockz.
Me?
This one?
Well, I'm going to go for my favourite store ever.
Yeah.
Growing up, and that was the Virgin Megastore.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
He's gonna pop. I thought he was curling one eye. So yeah, Virgin Megastore.
No, it's fine. It's not. No, it's fine.
Yeah. You
fine.
sure? You're not sitting on it.
Whoop. Because it's one of mine as well.
But yeah, I used to frequent that shop all the time because, like, when I used to go to uni, I used to catch a bus into town and then into uni, so it was like my stopping point either on the way to uni or back from uni. And yeah, I just used to spend so much time in there because the one in Nottingham, I don't know if it was the same everywhere, but it was so big and it had 2 floors.
Yes.
But like you entered on the top floor, if that makes sense, and then you went down to another floor.
Nice.
So, but yeah, it had everything you ever wanted. So it had like all your music and everything on the floor that you
pretty
went
much like a big HMV.
Yeah.
Like the one in London, or the couple in London.
So it was like a floor for music and then a floor for like other media. So you had like all your computer games and like your movies and stuff.
Did they do like comics and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They
so
did
much stuff.
Piano books, like music books as well, piano sheet music and stuff. Because I used to always be.
Because we didn't have one where we live. But I've been to one in London.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So I know what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just such a massive store. I had everything in it. Like I say, I used to buy all my CD singles from there, even cassettes, like, but really back in the day.
And vinyls.
Yeah. Oh,
All
good
your
for the
Backstreet
vinyl,
Boys.
the vinyl section as well.
Do have a lot
we used
of
to have
Backstreet
like turntables at the back, so if you was buying vinyls, you could listen to your vinyl
Try it
first.
out,
yeah,
yeah.
try it out first.
Scratch the shit out of it.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it.
Crap like this.
But they did that with CDs as well. You put the headphones on. And
What? Scratch them?
Yeah, basically.
But just to tell a little funny anecdote about that as well, when mini disc players came out, you could record onto mini disc because you could record it through the auxiliary cable where you put the headphones. So you could hook it up to the turntable
And you
back,
sort of copy it.
and then you could copy off the vinyl. So then you just used to walk into Virgin Megastore, put some vinyl on the deck, then copy it onto your mini disc.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So you didn't have to buy it; you could just walk out with it on your mini disc.
Didn't they do it? I might be making this up, but didn't they do a thing where they had like a pillar and you could plug in your thing and download music?
Yes.
And you had to pay for it.
Later on, yeah.
You had to pay for it, but you could just download.
That was
stuff.
like very early when MP3s first came about. Yeah.
Did you ever record from CD onto cassette tape where you just press the play and record buttons together? And then you could
to cassette.
Yeah, and you could record it on the CD onto a blank cassette.
Yeah.
If you was like borrowing it off someone, I mean, and then you could give it back.
And yeah, another good thing is like during the VHS era, it was like, because it had like the movie section, but the movie section was that vast. It was like going into like a little video, like your own little video shop and buying some classic movies. So yeah, I just love that shop. I was in there all the time. It's like if I was ever in town, that's the first shop that I'd normally.
So when did that go? Because
it became Zavvi on a lot of stores as well.
Yeah, I think it changed like the early 2000s. Something it changed over to Zavvi, didn't it? Yeah. And then my local one now, I think it's a Poundland or something like that now.
Oh, nice.
One of my local ones became
2 floors of Poundland.
Because that's what they had to deal with.
Yeah.
One of my local ones became a Barclays Bank, and the other one that I used to spend most summers in Harlow, Essex, that was 2 floors, but you'd go in from the ground floor and go up, so it was opposite.
Yeah.
But yeah, great store. Right, over to Ghost.
One of mine is John Menzies. Do you remember that?
It's like computer shop, was it?
It was a bit like W.H. Smith's.
Right, yeah.
But it's called John Menzies, I don't know. No.
I don't know.
Not for me.
No, so basically, if you think W.H. Smith's, that's what it was. But it seemed to be bigger.
Right.
But that's where we used to buy all our computer games from, because there's obviously no game or,
Yeah.
So you either go to John Menzies or you go to Boots, they would sell it, or Woolworths, which is
And what system would you have been buying games for at this time?
That was for the Spectrum.
Yeah, Spectrum.
So it'd go in and there'd be like lines and lines of cassettes, and like obviously you didn't even know what the games were back then because you didn't have anything to.
Yeah.
So you'd literally go in, look at a thing, go, well, it looks alright, buy it for like £2, go home, put it in. No, it's crap. Yeah. So John Menzies is my first one.
John Menzies, we've got it.
Also, we've mentioned Wolves, which was massive because of the mix and
so Woolworths is one, isn't it?
It's massive.
You've got to talk about Woolies.
But yeah,
Woolworths is. It seems like if I work in the shop, they close down. Because I worked in Woolworths, they closed
is
down.
that the effect you had?
There's some other ones which I won't mention.
Yeah, you've worked in some.
And I've worked in and they closed down.
I've got this image of you walking in, it just goes.
I got a funny story about Woolworths. I worked there when I was at university. And at the time I was working there is when the movie Titanic came out on video.
Right.
And I worked behind the media centre bit where people give you the empty thing, you put the whatever in it and give it to them. And what they had us doing, we had to wear captain's hats behind the bloody desk. And every time we sold a Titanic, we had to ring a bell.
Oh my god!
Isn't that like really like
iceberg?
Yeah,
I've sold one.
It's so cringy, and like some of them were like idiots. They were like, but like we'd just go,
and you just
and like the person who's buying it was sort of like, what? What are you ringing about?
Yeah, what's all this
one of those
about?
moments where it's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Woolies is like.
And you just watch all the kids come in. Real pick and mix.
Yeah, the pick and
out.
Yeah, and then just walk out.
Yeah, the pick and mix is like.
Or fill up a bag, walk around the shop eating it, and then throw the bag in the.
You say it's like here in Britain. That is like the first thing people normally talk about when they say Woolies, pick and mix.
Pick and mix.
Always.
But yeah, where you just used to walk in, you could literally just nick the sweets, couldn't you?
Do you remember when all the Woolworths basically went in the end, and then there was one surviving one, and they turned it into like an independent one, but they called it Wellworths.
Yeah, but
and they kept one going, didn't
they? Did they do it as an online catalogue for a bit as well?
Yeah, I think it became just a website only, didn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, it was a sad day when Woolies shut. But don't they still have Woolworths in America?
I don't know, let us know.
Yeah, is it surviving over there? Although, on that note, there is one more surviving in America, which is the last one in the world, in Oregon. That's Blockbuster Video, because the penultimate one, that was the one before the last one, has just closed in Australia. But there's still one left, and it's in Oregon, and that's Blockbuster. So basically,
good old
Blockbuster Video.
Blockbuster one.
And that was just my childhood, full stop. I know you said there was that video store before.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't my main video store, but I think everybody's been into a Blockbuster at some point. And
the thing is, around that time, there's a lot of independent video stores.
Yeah, so you mentioned an independent.
We had a video van. Do you ever have that? Man come round in his van, beep his horn, you come out.
Yeah.
What videos you got? Oh, if there's anything there you can't see, let me know, I'll get it next week.
Yeah. Totally legit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And behind this curtain, something for the dads.
Something for the dads.
See, that would just be seen as something different now, someone acting like that, than when they did act like that back in the day.
Yeah.
So it was my childhood, and I've told you these stories so many times, both of you, but like, when we were kids, me and my brother, we must have been about like 9, 10, and we'd hide behind the video shelves and we'd give our nan, because she just didn't really care, like an 18 film like Hellraiser or a really horrific film.
Which is actually in Blockbuster.
Yeah, inside. The one in Harlow, Essex that's now, I don't know what it is now, it's changed into Mattress Man or something, but but anyway, yeah, so we'd hide, and then she'd go over to the counter and just give them it, and then they'd take it out, give it back to her, and then we'd wait till she'd left the store, run after her, and she'd just give it to us. And we'd go up and then watch it of an evening, and we just were traumatised. Like,
traumatised.
Most nights, like watching all the Cenobites, and we were like 10, 11. You know, but it was really fun times, and it's sad that they're pretty much all gone. So there's one left. The Australian one, Aussie Man Reviews, you know Aussie Man Reviews? He just did a tour of the Australian one before it closed. But yeah, and they're actually auctioning off the big sign on the Australian one. They were actually going to put it up for like sale and that, but they're massive. I mean, why would you have that in your house? They were going to sell it. But yeah, that's so gutted from that.
And then they reopened one especially for Deadpool.
Yes!
They filled the whole shop with Deadpool.
They did.
And then gave them away.
Did they, the one in Captain Marvel, did they recreate that then?
Yeah, must have.
They must have recreated, because there's spoilers, but yeah, she falls into a Blockbusters at the start of the film, don't she? Yeah.
Blockbuster, bringing entertainment home.
a big killer for me when that went.
Another one that we've recently lost, and this is one.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Where we know ghosts. Where
Another one that worked.
Another one, ghosts.
Yeah.
Is infected with his curse.
Yeah.
Say, go on, you can say it.
It's Toys R Us.
Of course.
And there's still Toys R Us in Canada, apparently.
Yeah, really.
So
of all the ones in Britain gone now,
yeah, they're all
they've
gone.
totally
All the
gone.
ones in America are gone.
Weren't they gonna initially try and just rebrand it under a different name?
Yeah, there was rumour that it's going to rebrand it as Jeffrey's Toy Box.
Jeffrey's Toy Box. But that's not Toys R Us, is it? It's just like.
But it's really like sad where you see some of the Toys R Us stores, like you were saying as well. The branding's still up, obviously.
Yeah, you drive past and it's all boarded up.
Yeah, but you still see the big Toys R Us kind of logo in it.
You can just hear Jeffrey screaming inside.
There's millions, says Jeffrey.
all under one roof. But yeah, that I think for me, Toys R Us and Blockbuster, like.
Any
really...
funny stories of fun working in Toys R Us?
Yeah.
He's got one. He's actually got one.
He's got one.
He's like, yeah.
There was quite a few where we used to play with the toys out the back and smash them up and that sort of stuff. So like we'd get all like the lightsabers out and proper. You're not meant to whack them together. They were snapping off and stuff like that. We had like out the back because up in the storeroom you've gone upstairs and there's like a big slide thing.
Yeah.
People used to get on the riding cars and go down the slide on it.
Brilliant.
If somebody used to bring something back and they wanted to refund it, if there's nothing wrong with it, they used to stick it in a compactor, crush it, and send it back to like the manufacturers, say it's not good.
So what kind of era would it have been when you was working there then?
What date?
Yeah, like what year?
96.
Oh right,
96 to 98.
So was you working around about the time of the PlayStation launch and stuff like that then?
No. No, when I was big things at the time were Tamagotchi. Was a big seller. Teletubbies. Everyone went mad over Teletubbies. What else is around? They had like all computers down there. They were selling things like Game Boy, Atari Lynx. 486 PCs were like they had a computer at the time. So it's that sort of era.
Yeah.
I always loved like when all the video games were like displayed on those like strip things.
Yeah,
you'd have like the screenshots from the game or whatever and the name of it. And
yeah, you had to do that when you bought a console as well, didn't you? You got like the ticket line kind of thing.
I do have a vivid memory of just seeing those like Master System ones all the way along the shelf and actually looking at them. Yeah.
And also when they used to say that they would get your bike built by a bike specialist, like people like me and other people would build your bikes. We had no training at all. We literally would get it out and build it, and you would build the bike. You didn't know how to do it. It probably wasn't all tightened up or anything. And then you get to the end and you go right, and you go, oh, what are these? A few bolts there in the
no way.
You push the bike. There you go.
You're a bike specialist.
Yeah, bike specialist.
Yeah, it should have been in quotes.
Yeah. Amount of times you'd finish a thing and you go, oh, I don't know what these bits are. From the bin.
That's really bad. That's really bad.
That's your trained specialist there.
There's a magical place, we're on our way there.
So what other shops have you worked at then that are no longer around?
I don't know. I've worked at Argos, so that's probably going to go soon.
Oh, it's going to happen sometime.
Well, if we're talking about Argos, off that, what about Index? Index store, which was literally like...
It was like an Argos.
Yeah, like a
small... It was
smaller...
inside another shop, wasn't it?
Well, ours wasn't. It was
ours
ours was in... You go into a shop upstairs.
But it was basically, same as Argos, really, just a catalogue store. So you went in. But yeah, I remember we only had one, to my knowledge.
Because Littlewoods went as well, didn't it?
Yeah, Littlewoods was another one, wasn't it?
And British Home Stores went.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Did you work at all of these ghosts?
Yeah.
VHS. But that was the big story about the manager of VHS and how he totally,
What did he
do?
Yeah, with his staff. Like he just basically fucked all his staff off and just said and just went on his on his yacht or something.
Oh, did he?
Just basically just left it all to just basically.
Another one I can think of, a big one, was Dixon's.
Dixon's,
Remember that? So that was what's it, electronic shop, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
TVs and computers.
Mm.
That's another one where they had all the computers set up in the store,
Mm-hmm.
and you used to go in, type messages on the screen, and run out.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. So and so is a cock, and it'll be like flashing on the screen. Like, run off. Or all the games would be loaded up on the screen so you could play on them.
Mm.
And obviously they take like 10 minutes to load, and you go and just go reset.
Yeah,
Turn them all off, and you're like,
The same kind of store as Comet, which are they
Yeah.
Comet? Is they
No,
still
I was
on?
just thinking that way before you
Like
said it. I
Comet
think they
is-
went because the one near where I lived that was there's gone.
yeah.
But yeah, Dixon's. I think that's where I got my very first PC from.
The Dixons.
Dixon's.
Dixon, sale. Dixon. Dixon, sale. Dixon. Dixon. Sale. Dixon. Dixon. Sale. Dixon. Dixon. Sale. Dixon. Sale.
But yeah, I think
Could
I got
you
my
used
first
to,
PC from there.
Hire things from them as well, like TVs.
I can't
Was that
remember.
Rumbelows?
Oh, Rumbelows though.
Yeah, you could use, because you didn't used to be able to afford tellies.
No.
Because they're so expensive. You used to hire them, didn't you?
Yeah, you
pay
just
monthly.
yeah. I mean, you could do that now. We have Bright House now.
Mm.
Yes,
You've
I've seen that. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's
Just
much
kind of like
more
the modern
common,
day. Yeah.
It was a lot more common back then. That
Yeah,
everyone
yeah,
just
yeah.
Hire everything.
So yeah, but yeah, Dixon's. I actually remember getting my very first PC from there. So my big bulky desktop thing.
But another big electronics one for me, which I don't know if you guys remember, is Tempo.
Mm-hmm.
And like Tempo had again just like electronic stuff, video games, and I remember like playing the N64 when it first came out in there. When it was on show, me and my brothers went into a controller each, and we just. But Tempo was a big one. I even found the catalogue the other day, like from whatever year it was. Just kind of looking for it, you see the price of it, you're like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, Tempo was a big one. It was a big one for me because it was really near where we lived. It was in the same town as where we grew up, so.
Like another electronics one was like Tandy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I remember first seeing the
What was the sign for them?
just like red light right
What
when
was
it
it?
like just said Tandy on it, I think.
Oh, right.
But yeah, that's where I remember looking at old laptop like. But I'm talking about laptops like from the 90s, where you couldn't really do much on them. Like only businessmen had laptops and stuff like that.
Basically a personal organiser.
Yeah, more or less.
With a keyboard.
Yeah. Like you could keep your phone contacts in
Yeah.
there, something like that. Maybe
Your mobile phone.
I don't know, some spreadsheets or something like that. You know what I mean? That's about all you could do on them, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there was like tiny little screens, but there was like big and bulky, weren't they? Like laptops in the 90s. But I always remember that about Tandy, just looking at laptops in Tandy and stuff like that. So
I can think of two which are very similar, and that was Game Station and Electronics Boutique.
Yeah, which became Game, didn't it? Electronics Boutique.
Yeah, they got taken over, didn't they?
Yeah.
I used to love Electronics Boutique. I got my Sega Saturn from there. Back in the day, I bought my Sega Saturn.
Yeah, I can remember buying Game Boy Advance games from them. Back then.
But yeah,
But they always it was like the nice game. Like they were both open at the same time. You wouldn't go to game because they're all idiots and they
yeah.
But you go to BB and they'd be nice and they'd chat to you. And, oh, it's a really good game and all this stuff.
Yeah,
And then the evil
Station.
game come along and killed them.
But yeah, Game Station, like you say,
was more like a
I liked it.
retro stuff.
It
in it.
did.
yeah, you could have
It
like
did.
like when the retro market kind of first started taking off and that, weren't it?
Yeah.
You used to like it was like modern, weren't it? But then you went upstairs and you had like retro.
It
But
felt
then
a bit grungy as well, didn't it? It was like
Yeah.
black inside.
Yeah, but again, there was like really nice, helpful stuff,
Yeah.
weren't it? And then, like I say, then Game kind of did Game buy them out as well?
I think they might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did.
So yeah.
I remember there was an Electronics Boutique, again, like where my nan lived.
But Game over here is basically our version of GameStop, and
Yeah, which when we went to New York, we found a GameStop.
So yeah, so if you've got a GameStop, that's basically the same kind of shit service we get.
Yeah.
So
People who just don't care.
In the Rockefeller Center, actually, in New York, they've got one, and that's where we went.
Yeah.
It's quite small, but it was alright. Yeah, it was alright.
There was a lot of clothes shops that closed down as well. There was like Adams. Remember them?
yeah.
There was like a kids clothes
Yeah,
shop.
it was like
And Tammy
bagel
Girl.
stores.
Are they still around? Remember they went?
No.
CNA.
Yeah, they went.
Yeah, CNA.
We used to have a massive one where we lived as well back in the day.
Although my wife went to Spain a couple of weeks ago,
Mm.
and they got seen in Spain.
Never.
Yeah.
Same logo.
Yeah. Same company, so they are around.
No.
So
That's
they're just short
insane.
shop over
Just
it.
here, yeah.
That's insane.
That's weird, isn't it?
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adams was like a baby.
Yeah, baby.
Like,
Yeah,
baby
red
food.
apple was the thing.
Yeah.
Is Clark still going? The shoe shop.
I don't know.
Oh, Jonathan James, isn't it? Do you remember Jonathan James? It was like a kind of discount shoe store, but they used to be like everywhere. So like it's probably like the place that your mum and dad would take you to get school shoes from.
Like,
Well, we always went to Clark's,
But yeah, well,
but still.
What about Early Learning Centre? How's it going?
Is that gone? Because I was going to ask you
Yeah,
that.
it's gone.
That you know me really well.
Yeah.
I was literally going to say, is Early Learning Centre still going?
Yeah, but I think it's because they were just too expensive, weren't they? They had really good quality toys, but no one's going to pay for them.
no. What about All Sports? Because they got bought out by Foot Locker, didn't they? I don't think you can get. I don't think there's any All Sports left now. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free. But I'm pretty sure that they're all Foot Locker now. So it's like more Americanized, isn't it? Foot Locker. They like Americanized it and stuff like that. But yeah, All Sports.
What about this one? Wimpy.
Wimpy.
It's like McDonald's, but with real cutlery.
With what?
Like McDonald's with real cutlery.
Real
and
cutlery.
China plates.
Yeah.
Because Little Chef is still going, isn't it? Or is that starting to phase out?
I don't know.
I might be starting to phase
Well,
out.
actually, in the Broad Marsh Centre in Nottingham, there's still a Wimpy that exists.
Is there?
But
But is it not the official?
they're now
Wimpy?
closed part of, like, they've closed off, like, most of it off now because they're turning it into I think it's an Into. So, like a massive, like, a mall or shopping centre.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been bought up by Into now. So whether Wimpy's still going to be there when they reopen it, but yeah, I don't actually know if it was open when they closed it, if you know what I mean, or the store was just still there. But that's the last existing kind of Wimpy I know of.
Right.
But yeah, that's proper 80s, isn't it? Wimpy.
I've got another one.
Go
Go on.
MVC,
MVC.
which is like HMV.
Yeah.
But you had to have a membership card to get it cheaper.
And I found my membership card not long back to MVC.
It was just like it was HMV, wasn't it? But it's
Yeah.
just-
But like you say, if you had the card, you had
Yeah.
like discount.
yeah, their little way of hooking you is this price, but if you got a membership card, it's
Yeah,
cheaper.
yeah, yeah. You always had two
Two
prices,
prices.
didn't it? So you had like.
But the membership card's free, so I don't really.
Yeah, yeah, literally, like the first time you ever buy something.
Do you want a membership card? No, I want the more expensive price. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, they just give it to you, don't they? Like
Yeah.
first time you ever go in there, do you have a membership card? No. Would you like one?
Yes. You can save £5.
Oh, okay, then, yeah.
And I remember big for me, Safeway and Quick Save.
Oh, Quick Save, man. We used to do our like weekly
Yeah,
shop at Quick Save
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, I worked in Quick Save. as
Oh
well.
Did you?
no!
That's why it's
Because
every shop you worked in is closed
I
down.
worked in the butchers in Quick Save.
That's
never.
insane.
Bloody Quick Save.
Oh my god. I remember because like
Quick Save, they had no frills, didn't they?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
frills.
Just
Yeah.
a white packet with black writing on it.
Yeah.
we used to have a Matalan in the same building. We used to have a Matalan and then a Quick Save next to it. And then when the Quick Save went, Matalan just took the other half and became a massive Matalan.
But if you
Yeah.
watch my video store memories,
Yeah, link down
plug.
below.
But yeah, I actually mentioned that my independent video shop used to be on the side of a Quick Save.
Ah,
So yeah, you could get like into the video shop
Yeah.
through Quick Save, like if you know what I mean.
And what about Summerfield?
Yeah.
Summerfield, yeah. Which
that-
Have you noticed that
came-
all the shops which are closed are the ones which were good,
Hmm.
and they've all been bought out by these horrible shops?
just greed,
Because
isn't it?
who owns Summerfields now
Well,
then?
Tesco took over our Summerfield.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I think it was
Tesco
some-
is like monopolised.
It's a
Yeah, I
monster.
think
Tesco's a
that's
monster. Yeah. Tesco Express, Tesco Metro, they've just
everywhere.
taken over, haven't they?
That's
I like
all the ones I
Summerfield.
think of. Any others?
Ones kept coming to me, and I think I've just churned it out.
No, not really. I think I've exhausted most of them.
Can you think of any we've missed? If so,
But
comments
podcast
below.
was big for
Yeah,
me.
let us know. And we'll see you.
In another episode very soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.